Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you are doing great, and I am your host Perky Percival. So in this video I am going to show you my V series deck profile for true ancient dragons of the Tachikaze clan. If you haven't watched my previous videos on the V series deck profile, I'll ping that playlist in the I button so you can go check that out first. And if you want deck profile of any card, any personal favorite of yours, you can always ping that in the comment section so I can come up with that deck profile in the next video. So without further delay, let's get into it. So starting off with our grade 3s, we have 4 copies of True Ancient Dragon Bladeromeus. So this is the main grade 3 that we are going to ride as our main vanguard. So its skill, act on Vanguard Circle once per turn, cost, retire a rear guard, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, search your deck for up to one card with Ancient Dragon in its card name, call it to rear guard and shuffle your deck, and that unit gets power plus 5000 until end of that turn. So it's a once per turn, and if you retire a rear guard, then you have to choose your opponent's rear guard and he or she will retire it, and then you will search your deck for up to one card with Ancient Dragon in its card name, and then you can call that unit in the rear guard circle and then shuffle your deck, and that called unit will get power plus 5000 until end of that turn. And the second skill is auto on vanguard or rear guard circle once per turn. When your drive check reveals a front trigger, you may have this unit get critical plus 1 until end of that turn. So this card basically focuses on retiring its own rear guard and the opponent's rear guard and powering up and rearranging the board for multi attacks, and it also depends on the front trigger as a drive check, because from that it will get a critical plus 1. So for the backup grade 3s, we are having 4 copies of True Ancient Dragon Barreltops, and its skill, auto on Vanguard or rear guard circle when placed. If you have a Vanguard with Ancient Dragon in its card name, cost counterblast 1, draw a card, and this unit gets power plus 5000 until end of that turn. So what you can do, like we saw in the previous card Bladeromeus, that you have to call a card with True Ancient Dragon in its card name to a rear guard circle. So you can call this card in that place, and you again call when it is placed. So it has skill of when placed, you have to counterblast 1 and draw a card, and there it will again get 5000. So from Bladeromeus it gets 5000 and it get 5000 from itself, so it gets a boost of 10,000. So that can be a like good combo. And its second skill, auto on vanguard or rear guard circle once per turn. When your drive check reveals a front trigger, you may have this unit get critical plus 1 until end of that turn. So that's the same skill as Bladeromeus, and let me tell you that the True Ancient Dragons, the whole series depends on the front trigger for an extra critical or an extra skill. So that was it for the grade 3s. Now starting off with our grade 2s, we are having 4 copies of True Ancient Dragon Aloneros. So its skill, auto on vanguard or rear guard circle when placed from hand, cost counterblast 1, look at 3 cards on the top of your deck, call up to one card with Ancient Dragon in its card name from among them to rear guard circle, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So just for counterblast 1, you look at 3 cards on the top of the deck and call superior, call an Ancient Dragon from it, and then put the rest card on the bottom of your deck in any order that you want. And its second skill, auto on vanguard or rear guard circle once per turn. When a drive check reveals a front trigger, you may have this unit get critical plus 1 until end of that turn. So as I already said, the whole True Ancient Dragon series depends on the front trigger for the extra skill. So I would prefer for the grade 2 ride line to have this card on the vanguard circle, but you can obviously have other grade 2s in worst cases, but I will prefer this grade 2 as my grade 2 vanguard. The other grade 2s that I am running are 4 copies of True Ancient Dragon Heft Styraco. So its skill, continuous on rear guard circle. If it is on an additional rear guard circle, this unit cannot be retired by the opponent's card effect and gets power plus 5000, and it can be chosen. So it basically means that if you are having this unit on the axial circle, which will be the best case, because on the axial circle it will gain plus 10k on XL1 and plus 5k on XL2, and it will again get power plus 5000, and it cannot be retired by the opponent's card effects. Obviously it can be chosen, but it cannot be retired. So that's a good skill for an XL unit. And its second skill, auto on vanguard or rear guard circle once per turn. When your drive check reveals a front trigger, you may have this unit get critical plus 1 until end of that turn. So the same skill again, just reveal a front trigger and it will get critical plus 1. So in total we are running only 8 grade 2s. For the first grade 1, we are having 4 copies of True Ancient Dragon Albert Tail, and Albert Tail has a skill, continuous on vanguard or rear guard circle. During your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Ancient Dragon in its card name, this unit get power plus 5000. So that's basically a very simple and with the same type of skill that we saw earlier. And its second skill, auto on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle once per turn. Again, when your right cheek reveals a front trigger, this unit will get critical plus 1. So it can be a booster in the back row and also an attacker in the front row. Next grade ones, we are having 4 copies of True Ancient Dragon Pterafeed. So Pterafeed has skill auto on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. When its attack or the attack it boosted hits a Vanguard, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Call up to 1 card with Ancient Dragon in its card name from among them to Rearguard Circle as rest and shuffle your deck. So basically it can be like considered as a grade 3 searcher or a grade 2 searcher, which is an ancient dragon. Even a grade 1 will work, and then it can rest call that unit in the rearguard circle, and then you have to shuffle your deck. And its second skill, auto on Vanguard or rearguard circle once per turn. Again, when your rat check reveals a front trigger, this unit will get critical plus 1. So for the next grade ones, I am having 2 copies of Prism Bird. So this card is basically more playable for the type of decks which focuses around equipped gauges, but as we already know that the true ancient dragons have very limited support for the time being, so we just hope for more support for the true ancient dragons. But I'm running this card for basically its second skill, because the first skill is quite useless in this deck. So its first skill continues on Vanguard or rearguard circle. If a new card was put into one of your units equipped gauge this turn, this unit gets power plus 5000. So this unit cannot be performed in any stage in this deck. And its second skill, auto on Vanguard or rearguard circle. When placed from hand, look at 5 cards on the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 grade 3 card from among them and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck, and if you put a card into your hand, discard a card from your hand. So that's basically a grade 3 searcher. Whenever we need a grade 3, we can place this unit and have it from the deck. But the only thing that matters is that the grade 3 should be in the 5 cards that we drew. So the next grade ones are 3 copies of Winged Dragon Skyptero. So its skill auto. When it is rat from rearguard circle during your turn, cost counterblast 1 and return this card to your hand. So basically you can call this card to the rearguard circle, boost with it and counterblast 1, and then it gets back to your hand. So you can also use this card as a 10k on your opponent's turn. So I have made this deck profile like wholly for true ancient dragons. I have not mixed any other cards which uses equip gauges or engorge or anything. It's just pure true ancient deck profile. But the thing is, we don't have much card for true ancient dragons, so I have to use some generic cards for the deck, because we need a specific number of cards to build a deck. So that's why I'm using this card, and it's not that bad, because it also gives, after attacking, it also gives an opportunity for us to defend ourselves. The last grade ones that we are having are 4 copies of Stronghold Dragon Robustops, and this is the sentinel for this deck. And we are well aware of the skill of a sentinel, that when it's placed on guardian circle, first discard a card from your hand, and until end of that turn, your opponent cannot hit your vanguard or any other unit which we guarded the sentinels. So basically I am using this grade 1 sentinel in order to increase the number of front triggers for the trigger lineup, because this deck as a whole gets up extra critical with the reveal of front trigger. So the more front trigger this deck have, the better it is. And for the starter, I am using minimum Carno. You can use any starter of your choice, because all the starter have the same skill. Auto on when rolled upon, draw a card, and then if your opponent's vanguard is grade 1 or greater, put a quick seal ticket into your hand. Coming to the trigger lineups, I am having 10 front triggers, 2 critical triggers and 4 heal triggers. So you can obviously change the number of triggers according to your choice. If you want to make the 10 front triggers to 12, that's fine, no problem, because the units will get extra critical whenever the reveal a front trigger, so that's work fine. But in case I don't reveal any front trigger, or if I don't reveal any like required trigger, then there might be a case that the critical trigger will save me, because it will give the extra critical also and a boost also. So that's why I'm running 2 copies of it, but you can change according to your choice. So that's all for the trigger lineup. So this was it for today's video. Thank you for watching the video, and if you liked the video, please comment down your thoughts and like the video. And if you are new to the channel and like to see this kind of videos, you can subscribe to the channel anytime that you want. And if you want to see any deck profile of your favorite unit, you can comment that down in the comment section. And until next time, Perky Percival signs off.